What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Tell Mom podcast.
What's up, friends?
We're full of it this week and last week and everything. We got another special guest. This is episode 88?
Yes.
89? 88. We are here. Britany is back, ready to attack.
What's up, guys? I missed y'all last week.
Sophia is feeling better.
Yeah, Sophia's better.
Gaines is back in school today for the first time in a week.
Yeah, that's what happens. Those little kids, they bounce back. Me, on the other hand, I don't bounce back for real. I feel like I've been sick since Christmas. But, it's one thing after the other. And then I'm pregnant, so nobody will give me anything.
Oh, yeah. You just got
to
to, use those, what are they called? Natural... Like, you just gotta, just go on natural.
Yeah, natural as in you don't get to take anything for your sickness. I've been taking Robitussin. That's what they gave me in a Z-Pack. But as you can hear, my voice is kind of gone. We had a birthday party yesterday for our little baby. Sophia is a year old. Actually, the day that this podcast goes up, which is tomorrow, is her actual birthday, the 25th. So can we get a happy birthday, Sophia?
Happy birthday, Sophia.
And today we're celebrating with my husband's on the podcast.
Yes.
This is kind of impromptu.
Mr. Cory.
Yeah, he was upstairs trying to do some woodwork, and I said, nope, come be on the podcast. Just, hang out for a little while.
What's been going on? So I saw you did some type of, what was it, an American flag?
Mm-hmm.
Cutting board? What is it?
It was like a
box.
Yeah, it's kind of a box like you'd put it on your wall and hide a gun in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or your drugs.
America.
Or your drugs.
America, buddy. It was actually really, really pretty. And, oh my gosh, so he made this flag for an auction. It's like an auction for charity for veterans.
With PTSD. Veterans with PTSD.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome.
And our best friend, which y'all have seen on the podcast before, Rocky, he is a vet. And so it's for his thing. His motorcycle club was doing this this charity thing. So anyway, he made that. Do you know how much? Did Rocky tell you how much it went for? It went for $300.
Dang.
It was the highest auctioned off thing at the auction, I think.
Really?
Yeah. So good job, babe.
Oh yeah.
And did you put your what is it? Your logo and brand in there?
Yeah, I branded to the inside.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah. So if y'all haven't seen Cory's work, what is it? Southern Maple Woodworks?
Yeah. That's right.
Southern Maple Woodworks on Instagram.
It almost went south in a hurry because I originally put the stars on upside down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with the bed.
So we had to redo it.
Y'all are like in there arguing. You're like, yeah, will anybody notice?
Leave it to the Canadian. That's okay. Funny.
It was beautiful, though. Yeah, definitely check him out on Instagram. He posts some ridiculous stuff on there, too. So you gotta have a sense of humor to log on him. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he posts some funny crap on his other stuff, too. God, I always when you send me stuff. You're sending me stuff. I got a notification. I pulled up that we've been going back and forth in this Words with Friends stuff. I'm hooked on that. I got like 20 games going with people.
Cory talks to you and Katie more than he talks to me. Because he's constantly on his phone playing chess or Words with Friends with y'all.
I can't get off of it. It's so fun. Like, I guess I'm getting old.
I need to get on it, but I'm just not smart enough. I feel like I would misspell the word and be like, 50 points. And y'all be like, that's not even a word.
Well, that's the thing is, like, you don't even know half the time. I don't even know half the words I play. I just, like, start moving letters around until it's like ding, ding, ding.
One of the pictures Katie posted there today or yesterday where you guys are sitting at the pool and you're holding Sophia, but your thumb is
I saw that. I was like, it looks like she's got a wiener.
Like a big old wiener, too.
I saw that last night. I was like, oh, dang. I should have moved my thumb out of the way.
That's a good one. I looked at pardon me?
Pardon me.
And you get that like under the thigh.
Holding a baby under the thigh.
Baby grip. Yeah.
It was an unfortunate placement.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That's awesome.
I thought that same thing when I saw it. I've still got pictures I got to post from that party. That was fun. That was fun. I didn't know you could rent out a room in that.
We had no idea what it was.
Sportsplex or whatever.
It was at the YMCA.
Yeah.
We had no idea what it was going to be. And, we thought about doing Let's Play. Because I was like, we don't really want to do it at the house because we don't want to have to worry about cleaning up afterwards. I'm pregnant and I don't feel like doing that. So,
but we still had to clean up.
Yeah, we did something clean up there. We had to sweep up and everything. But so I looked at Let's Play, it's like $250, and I was thinking like, okay, that's not bad. And then I talked to somebody, and they were like, $250 for my mom. She was like, $250 for a 1-year-old birthday party. Ha! No way. Yeah. What are you thinking? Like, and I was thinking that was reasonable. She was like, there's no way. She don't even remember it.
Right.
But I'm gonna remember it. Right, you know, it's more for me, I think, than anybody.
Now, you can't get out of fully taken care of or catered or whatever the case is anywhere, like at a jump place or Let's Play or God, where was it? We were doing the same thing for Brooks's birthday because we were like, we've looked at it, and in the past we've spent like literally $400 per thing.
Yeah,
and that was even when we were doing those big extravagant ones. We've talked about this on our most recent vids. We looked back at some of the receipts. Oh my gosh!
It's like, why?
We would just drop $200 for some tables and chairs just for this one birthday party because we're going to use them again later, but we never did. So I ended up selling them.
And then you just had to move them around 100 times to get them out of your freaking way.
Yes, but we spent so much money. But so at Brooks's birthday party, we were like calling around. We were like looking for the cheapest thing.
Poor Brooks. We're good shit in the stick.
Well, and so where did we go? We went to the free splash pad.
Yeah. We thought about doing the splash pad, but I was like, what if it rains? And
we didn't even get a table because everybody else was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We got some pizzas or I don't even know if we got pizzas.
Next year, that's what we're doing. Next year.
It's expensive for these birthday parties.
I know, these little babies. Well, I mean, the YMCA wasn't that bad. It was $125 if you remember.
That's not
bad.
But
you get the room and the pool. It's a pool party, so you get the room and the pool for 2 hours, and then you got your own lifeguard and everything. And it's, you know, for you. There was other people at the pool, but maybe one or two.
Oh man, there was this lady in there yesterday, and she had her swim cap on, and she had her, the water aerobics thing. She had that little back support so she wouldn't tip over in the water, and she was running and jogging. And then we came in there.
Yeah, we busted in the pool.
Oh my gosh, she started looking around. And you could just see her face, and Stan, she got out and she dried off, and Stan goes, "You about had enough now, hadn't you?" She was just like, "Bye." And he just started laughing.
I ain't even tried. It was good, though. We did that, and we got, I made some sandwiches. I made her cake, which somebody had posted on my Instagram and said, "Who made that cake? It's so pretty." And I just felt so full of pride. And I made that cake. Last time I put that much effort into a cake, I was putting weed in it. And it cost money. You know what I mean? So this one, I was like real proud of.
You didn't do that with this one, did you?
No.
She was just loving that cake.
But I mean, it's my baby's first. It's our first birthday party as parents. It's the first one. And I was telling Cory, I was like, babe, this is our first birthday out of the next 21. We're gonna have to like do something twice a year now, at least twice a year for our kids.
That's what Katie said yesterday. Cory was getting ready to leave. Katie was getting ready to leave or go get the car and pull it around so they wouldn't be so cold. But Cory, she said Cory looked at me and was like, "Y'all have had to do that. Y'all have to do this twice a year or something like that with 2 kids." And she was like, "You're not too far behind us now."
I know, and not more than twice. Because we're going to have more than 2, I think. I mean, we'll see.
Oh, my gosh.
But, like, I was talking to the guy the other day. Who was it? I was talking to somebody, and he said that he had 5 kids, but 3 of them, he had twins that were born on the same day, August 7th. And then his other boy was also born on August 7th. I was like, you lucky SOB. You nailed that. So even the older son shared the same birthday. So
I think it would be hard, and I think Bennett, Katie's sister and brother-in-law, I'm my nephew, and I think Bennett. His birthday is like a week before Christmas, and I always am like, golly,
that sucks for him.
That sucks for him. Well, it's good for him because he gets back-to-back gifts, but it sucks for the parents. Like, because what do you want for your birthday? And then you turn around a week later, what do you want for Christmas? It's like, oh man. But I think they combine it and make kind of sort of
combining it. That would suck if you're a kid.
I know.
It's like, what? No, I want separate. I want my birthday to be my own day about me, and then I want Christmas to be another day about me.
We're having all our parties out in the yard from now on.
Out in the yard with a slip and slide with soap.
Yeah,
and a keg.
And hope the next one's on a leap year, so you only get to celebrate every 4 years.
Hey, we almost got the leap year with Sevilla.
Really?
Yeah, because it's February 29th.
Yeah, we were only a year and 4 days off.
So close. But this next one's in May, so if we have Lily in May, then that'll be 3 months apart in between babies.
Yeah.
If we could just space them out good. We just space our kids out and give us at least 3 months in between each kid to save up some more money for the next one.
You're right.
We'd be doing okay. But Cory had the right idea. He said a buddy of his he was talking to and said, for the first 3 years we just had a nice dinner at home.
Well, my friend threw a pool party at his parents' place the one year and had a keg, a bunch of liquor. Like, it was a party for the parents, and all the kids just played in the pool. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's the right idea.
We contemplated that on, I think it was Gaines's first. It was like one of those afternoon, and I was like wanting to get a cooler, and it was at the house, old house, and I was like wanting to get a cooler full of beer and
grill out.
Yeah, and I think Katie nixed that because she was like, "Is this for you and our friends, or is this for Gaines?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Yeah, let's sing louder.
It'll be warm enough for Lily's birthday that we'll just get a cooler full of beer, the barbecue going, and then I'll just sit up back and spray all the kids with the hose. There you go.
Next.
Water balloons, and
they'll love it.
Speaking of being out in the yard, good Lord, I haven't showered in 2 days. I haven't shaved in like a week.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been just. I woke up this morning. I was like, I probably need to shower.
Why? Have you been doing stuff in the yard? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I've been out in the yard. We've been trying to clear out the back a little bit to make it up here larger than life, and then we got 60 bales of pond straw delivered, which in the past we would have had done for us, delivery and installation, or putting out, and we did it ourselves. I was like, this won't take long. What do? You just shake it in the yard. I mean, how hard is that? And then like all day long we were out in the yard, and Katie.
What, you're covering your whole yard with pine straw?
The natural area, yeah. There's a lot of natural area in the front, and it looks like 10 times better. I want to have like the pictures retaken for the websites and stuff like that. And then under the flower area in the back, and just kind of did a little landscaping to make it look good. Because we had an open house yesterday, and then right before the open house, we had a showing requested.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I was going to ask how it was going.
It sucks. Because I'm like, don't you know we have an open house an hour before you requested a showing?
Oh, right. You just go to the open house.
Just come to the open house, but they didn't want to do that.
They wanted first dibs, I guess.
So, we had to leave an hour earlier, and then, I think I'll get that 2 days soreness, though.
That's got to be a pain in the ass.
Sucks.
I wish that they had that thing here that my sister had in North Carolina where you just sell your house to the website and they come by.
Is it called? I looked into it.
I think it's called Open House. Yeah, they're not in Birmingham, but they're in like big cities. But that, I mean, God, it seemed like so much easier because Annie, that's the way our sister sold her house, and she said it was so awesome because she was like, I got a little bit less money for my house, but they gave her a fair market value for her house, like what she might have ended up accepting as an offer anyway.
I was looking into that because I was like, how does this work? This is like, it's got to be some type of scam, but all the reviews were great on there. And then everybody was saying how, like, they literally just pay you up front and then they take care of selling your house.
Yeah, like, there's no open houses, no showings, no nothing. And, like, Annie didn't even have to have it professionally cleaned because she was like, okay, she cleaned her house right before she had to, like, turn the keys over. But it's like turning in a rental is what they make it into. And then she turned their keys over and she was like, do I need to go have the carpets professionally cleaned? And he was like, no, honestly, no, don't even worry about it because we're going to do it anyway.
Right.
So she didn't even have to fool with it. It was like she accepted their offer and then she had 30 days to get out. And they cut her the check and it was closing in 30 days and that was it. I mean, it seemed like such an easy process. I was like, dang, they need to come to Birmingham.
We've had several people recommend trying it, but they don't offer it here. It seems like so easy. Yeah. It's kind of like that Carvana we looked into that
where you
too.
can just buy a car online and they come and ship it to your front door.
Or they'll come and buy your car and cut you a check right there for the amount, and then you turn over, and then they take over. I was going to ask you about that and how everything was going with the house. I imagine that right now it's kind of hard because it's like in the middle of the school year. It's actually gotten a little bit like, for it being January or February, like January, February being a slow. I mean, I would think slow.
Time.
We've had like 20 showings.
Yeah, these new realtors are really good.
Oh my God, we've had 20 showings, and this is our second open house. The first one was like a wine and cheese thing, but yesterday was banging. It was popping with people walking in. But no, for it to be quote unquote slow right now, we've had a lot of traffic, and I would imagine just going to get busier. But
hopefully some of these folks will bring you an offer.
Yeah, we've got a couple potential interested, so we'll see what happens. Yeah,
some bites on the line.
Kind of excited, but not getting our hopes up.
No, Cullen, I wanted to ask you. So I wasn't here for the last podcast. You and Katie. Thank you, Katie, for taking over for me.
Well, she wasn't going to at first, and then I thought of that idea. I mean, I was just going to do something and talk about something.
Cullen can go off on a rant for an hour. If y'all don't think we could do this solo, just try one of us, okay?
And then that came up, and
yeah, I can't believe that happened. I was thinking that was part to do with showing it so many times. Is that somebody came and intentionally unlocked the bottom door and then came in to rob y'all. So if y'all haven't listened to the last podcast, go listen to it because it was a nail biter. I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, everybody was leaving.
And I was thinking because I even text Cullen and I saw the thumbnail and I text Cullen was like, oh my God, you got robbed, you got broken into. What happened? Are y'all okay? And Cullen was like, you'll have to watch to find out.
Get them views up. Don't even tell my sister.
This is my show too. So I literally listened to it the whole time and was just on the edge of my seat, oh my gosh, because I know that feeling because I've been in that situation where you think somebody's in your house. And I'm a paranoid. I'm a nervous Nancy anyway. Oh, yeah. Corey, I'm like, Corey, did you hear that? Oh my God, did you hear that? Go get the bat and go.
I was ready. I was ready to block them in and just beat the shit out of whoever it was. And then I was like, do I call my brother-in-law? I was like, no, I don't want to bother anybody right now. I'll take care of this myself.
Just wait.
I had a deer knife and a taser.
Have him come up behind with the gun and
I've got one of those tasers that the police officers have that shoot 20 feet.
Those are the good ones. Mm-hmm. I want you to bring that over here one day just to have fun. Let's just try it out.
I've been wanting to test it out.
Oh yeah, I'll run through the yard and see if you can get me.
That would be awesome. I'm kidding. Have you ever been tased though? It's not that bad.
Oh my God.
I've been tased. I've been tased with one of those little tasers. It's one of the little zap ones, that just you kind of.
Oh, those are just to scare people. They don't work.
I remember being at one of your parties one time and that one of those broke out.
Yeah, this girl brought one and was like, I'm going to take, so what we used to do.
Guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's been a couple times. I remember once at a yoga toga.
What, yoga?
Not yoga.
Yoga party.
That'd be a rude awakening.
Bad form.
Bend over more.
The visual downward dog and then
butthole tase.
That visual is great. But no, it was a toga party one time. They were zapping people, but never with the ones that had the two prongs that came out because that's the serious business one.
Oh yeah.
And then another time we used to do this thing where we would initiate people into our little friend group. And it was really just so we could torch people so they can come hang out at our parties or whatever. You can't come into our party unless you've been initiated into the wolf pack. So y'all hear it?
Look out.
I'm so sick. So anyway, we this girl brought a taser one day. She just had one in her purse and we're like, oh, we can use that to initiate people. And so in order to come to the next party, you're already at this party, but in order to come to the next one and to be cool and in the group, then you're going to have to prove your loyalty to us by taking this taser to the face.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. One year we did, we had 2 or 3 guys trying to get in to the pack, and so we did a slip and slide. We went all out on this one, and we tar and feathered them, and then literally made them jump through a ring of fire onto a slip and slide.
How do you have any friends?
What the hell?
I have pictures too. I'll see if I can scratch up some pictures. But
I didn't even want to know what I had to go through just to marry her. It's still going on psychologically.
It's kind of messed up. It was really just for our entertainment.
Corey got his butthole tased.
Jumped through a ring of fire, but the ring of fire was actually a hula hoop we got at the dollar store.
You just set it on fire. You got one shot. This thing's melted.
I took some old t-shirts.
Dripping old melting plastic.
I took some t-shirts and I ripped the t-shirts up and wrapped them around the hula hoop, and then we doused it in lighter fluid.
Jesus.
And the pictures are hilarious because it's had this slight slope in my backyard that we had the slip and slide on. So you jump through the ring of fire onto the slip and slide, and in the bottom, everybody was just pouring the nastiest shit you could think of. Anything in the refrigerator.
God.
Like Dewey Gold leftover.
Goulash.
Little beer. Everybody poured a little beer in there, whatever they're drinking.
That's awful.
Yada. Rest in peace to that guy.
Yeah.
So my buddy that were getting initiated that time, one's name was Pudgy. That was his nickname. We called him Pudgy. And then the other one was Matt, who was at the pool party yesterday. But we shaved WP because we were the wolf pack, so we shaved WP into their chest hairs, and we poured honey and stuff all over them, and then beat them with boas, and they were tar and feathered, and then they're jumping through this ring of fire, and the pictures were the best part of this whole party because you got this ring of fire, and we lit this sucker up.
They actually did this. That's crazy.
You've got two people on either side. We had a hose there for precautions, but we had two. This one little girl, she's 100 pounds soaking wet, cute little girl, and she's holding on to this ring of fire with some kitchen tongs.
No. This just gets better and better.
So she's on one side, and there's a guy on the other side holding the hose, drinking a beer, and he's holding onto the thing. And they're both of them are maybe 200 pounds together. These two people on either side, and the guy that's actually
I was going to say he's got to do a good.
His name is Pudgy. I mean, he's a good almost 300 pound. And he tries to jump through the hoop, and he just gets stuck.
So now his nuts are on fire.
Which was actually great for the guy that was coming next because he had ruined the ring of fire.
It's like a one and done situation.
So the next guy got a pass, because
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we, after much deliberation, we decided that they were both worthy to come and hang out with us.
Oh damn! I need to see those
friends
pictures.
Ever since. I'll have to get them to you.
I'll try to insert them into the podcast on YouTube
they're
if you're
good
watching,
ones.
if you can find them. But
this is real life.
Holy shit, that's hilarious.
But anyway, so Cullen, I wanted to talk to you about the thing last week and y'all not getting robbed, but thought you got robbed.
We called the cops on ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like, how stupid are we? These police officers really thought they were on YouTube or something. I think after it was all said and done.
They asked you, right? Is this for?
Yeah,
your
they're like, oh,
show?
so is this a joke? Are y'all trying to? And I was like, no.
They could probably charge you for that.
Yeah, but they could tell we were freaked out, shaking, not just I was cussing.
Your adrenaline's going.
Yeah, I was cussing, and I was certain. I was like, there's
Did you
somebody.
find out what it was? Have you ever heard the noise again? Has that noise happened again? Did you find out that it was just the echo of the room or whatever?
Yeah, we tested it that night upstairs and downstairs and everything, but for some reason it hadn't been as bad again. Even when I log in right now and look at, I don't know, it was crazy.
I think that once that seed's planted though, and then it gets real bad. Once you think there might be an intruder in the house, then there's definitely an intruder in the house, and it's okay, what are we gonna do? Let's put into action the plan.
Yeah, because like I said, my first reaction initially was to go down there and scare them out, or
whoop his ass,
give them what they want, or let them have, and then call the cop or whatever, block them in, da 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 da. But then, like I said, once I heard what I heard, I was
you were scared,
100%. Somebody was down there rummaging through stuff, and it was crazy. But
turned out to be nothing. I thought at least I'm listening to the whole podcast. Okay, so it had to be a raccoon got in. Or something.
There was a lot of comments suggesting that, but no, there was no raccoon or squirrel or anything like that.
Just nothing, just your own.
It was just our feet shuffling. And then,
well, it got me thinking. I got me thinking when y'all were. After that podcast, it got me thinking about when have I ever been?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to say. Is there were so many stories because I left. I said leave a comment and let us know, and there was people frightening comments and stories.
Some that actually got robbed and broken into.
Literally, there was a guy waiting behind their door when she came home, and that was one of them, and it was scary. Oh my gosh!
Can you imagine? God,
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I want to do this, or I want to see if I can get this one day. But out in California, this huge Jeffree Star, this beauty guru, it's a guy, beauty guru. But he's got his own makeup line, private jet, and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. He got his warehouse broken into where they have all their stuff stored for their palettes and makeup and stuff. But after that, they got a security system installed that actually like shoots lasers at you or something. Like how it gives off a warning saying like, "Warning, you're on the premises," and then like
we're calling the police. Stay where you are.
And then it like I don't know if it like zaps you. I don't know how it works, and I don't know how it can be legal, but. I guess if you're on somebody's property, it's...
What if it's like... What if it's like... Yeah, what if it's like your wife or something? She was just trying to go get a discount.
I wanted to look into this laser security system, but...
You know what I want? I want one of those guns that shoot you but don't shoot you. You know what I mean? Like they have like the pellet. Like it's like a sandbag or something.
They hurt like they...
They will stun you and put you on the ground.
They'll knock you down, make you think you got shot, but then, yeah, I've seen those.
Some people are like, yeah, I'd want to do that. I don't want to kill anybody. And then some people are like, you better aim for his head. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want him testifying against you, because I've heard stories where people like the person that broke into the house got compensated because they broke their leg while they were breaking into somebody's house or something. Haven't you heard that crazy? Those crazy stories. Like,
I always thought if we got robbed, I would turn on the stereo and put on like Another One Bites the Dust. And then I come flying out completely naked. It's party time.
I've been waiting on you.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on you.
You got your rip away pants and you're like, let's go.
I'm all oiled up and I'm like, let's go, big boy. You busted in the wrong house.
Like you squeal like a pig.
I do that, like sitting in concerts and stuff, or like even at church, sitting in the pews. I like go through the worst case scenario of like if somebody were to walk in, and I think about like if they were to walk in this door, I would ninja flip over that pew, jump off that dude's head, and then karate kick him in the face. You know, I have those like same.
If a terrorist enters, that kind of thing, or a gunman when the gunman shows up. Yeah,
Britany'd pull her camera out. She'd dig in her purse. No, I don't need the pepper spray. I don't need the gun. Oh, my camera. There we go.
Yeah.
We're getting robbed.
Action. It's the good stuff. I mean, so like what? I know, Cullen, you and I have some stories, but I asked Cory when I asked him to be on the show today. I was like, "Hey, have you ever been robbed?"
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, twice." So I want to hear these. I'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
What happened?
I told you, he busted in. I come running out naked.
Oh, that actually happened.
He turned on the music. Another One Bites the Dust. No, I mean, what actually happened? Surely.
I was working out of town. Someone stole my 4-wheeler one time out of the garage. And so I was...
You weren't home.
I wasn't home. I was working out of town. But like 6 weeks later, my friend... I got out of work. I couldn't have my phone, so I turned my phone on, and my friend's going, "You need to call us right away." So I called them, and they had found the guy who stole my 4-wheeler. They saw him riding around some trails, or whatever, and they started talking to him and filming him with their GoPro. And I'm glad I wasn't able to come out, but the cops trapped him at his house and wouldn't let him leave until I could come identify it.
Yeah.
And so they arrested him. I don't know if he went to jail or not, but I got my
How'd they
4-wheeler
find
back. They just saw him. They were out riding their dirt bikes and saw this guy riding my 4-wheeler around.
How'd they know it was yours? It was like
had stickers and stuff on it.
Yeah, they were like, "That's Cory's dirt."
But I got it back, and the cops like, "Take this to the dealership, get it rebuilt, whatever." So I went there, and it cost $1,300. Got it rebuilt like it was brand new again. And they're like, "Yeah, he'll pay you back." And yeah, I'm still waiting on that $1,300 10 years later.
Oh no, you thought you were going to get a cut of check from that guy?
Oh yeah, it was funny because when they stole it, it didn't really run that good. Because I had been kind of neglecting it. When I got it back, it ran like a dream.
Yeah.
I took it to the dealership, and it ran even more like a dream.
It worked out for the best. That reminds me, when we were growing up, we had, I think, Annie's bike, or your bike, it was like a little hot pink Huffy, got stolen out of the garage.
I don't remember
or
that.
something.
I was too little
Yeah,
for
I think
that
you were. And it was like one of those like brand new, y'all just started riding bikes. Got stolen. It was missing for like a week. And we were like, oh, we're never going to see that again. And then we're driving down Green Springs Highway with Dad. I think it was me and Dad driving. And here comes this big old African-American dude on this little pink Huffy bike. Just trying to keep his knees from wobbling from trying to pedal. And
like, that's our bike.
Like, that's Annie's bike or Brittany's bike. So Dad like turned around and we followed him for a minute, called the police, ended up getting it back, I think.
Dang.
And
I do kind of vaguely remember that. Though. I vaguely remember like the bike going missing and then finding it.
We went looking at pawn shops and stuff, thinking that somebody, because that's what you do or did. You pawned off.
Which back then, when you're a kid and stuff like that happens, I don't think you really know. And then your parents try to shelter you, because I know there was one time when we were kids, and this is really actually very scary now that I'm an adult and I think about it. But at the time, I was like heartbroken because I had this piggy bank and it was behind the door of my bedroom. And so me and my sister shared a room downstairs in the basement of our house that we grew up in. And I remember having this piggy bank, and I love my piggy bank. I was trying to save money and all this stuff. Well, I came home one day, or I woke up one morning or something, and the piggy bank was gone. And I was real young, so it's hard for me to remember, but I remember the incident, know. And so my mom told me that she had accidentally broke my piggy bank while she was vacuuming.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Well, it turns out we find out later that actually someone has robbed our house and stolen my piggy bank.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Was it a giant like this big?
Yeah, it was like a big ceramic one.
What an idiot. Oh, I stole this giant piggy bank. What'd you get? I got $7.45.
I don't think they stole it. I think they smashed it and then got whatever was in it. And so Mom and Dad cleaned up everything before we got home.
And said that we broke it.
And said that she broke it. Because I think the pieces were still there. Like the remnants of it were still there. And I remember I had a check from Granddaddy. Because Granddaddy used to always write us a $50 check for Christmas or something. And I had held on to it forever in my money envelope or whatever
and
back in the day.
We had coins from Papa.
And all that kind of stuff. And I had a whole stash in my room. And all that was gone. I'm like... What's somebody going to do with a check? Like, written out to me, but they just took everything.
Yeah.
And I think Dad said, "Oh, I borrowed that, and I'll pay you back." Like, he was trying to cover for that too.
Yeah, because we were just little kids. They didn't want us thinking that somebody's violated us like that and broke into our house and stole the kid. We're like little kids, like under 10. You know?
8 or 9. And then I think that they had to tell us eventually because the police had to come, and there was a muddy footprint on the carpet from the basement door, and so they were like looking at the footprint, trying to match it up or something, looking for evidence. I remember finding out about it later, and then I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh, that's why they were there.
Yeah, we got robbed.
But so we got robbed, and luckily, I don't.
Were we there?
We weren't there.
Okay, I didn't know if that happened while we were sleeping, because that's really scary to think that there was somebody in our room when. Stealing my piggy bank when we were in there. Me and my sister, 7-year-old little girls, are in there sleeping. You know what I mean? That's so
home, scary. Yeah. And I think that was like one of those like times when Dad was like, we got to get out of this area. And we built a house over in a different area.
Yeah, that's when we left. Yeah.
But
that was scary, dude. That's not like, I remember some other times where we came home and like one time we got our van stolen, like our family van, and then we got it back and it had bullet holes all down the side of it. So we had to go to school in a bullet hole van. Yeah,
it was called it was a brown, it was like one of those 2-tone Astro vans. It was like gold.
Nice. We were already real proud to be rolling up in school with that.
Oh my God. It had the bucket seats. I remember thinking it was awesome inside, like when you're that young or whatever.
We always used to fight over the back because the back, when you hit a speed bump, you'd get air.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I want the back seat.
No, it was parked in front of the house on the main street, I think, and then overnight it got stolen, and then it was missing for like a month, and then somebody called Mom and said, we found your van. It's on the side of the highway, and it had like 2 flat tires in the front, and it had like 4 bullet holes in the side, and then on the floorboard were weed plant remnants. Mm-hmm. And so somebody
partied in the BV.
Shoot out and got arrested. Dang. So
yeah, and then we had to drive it like that. I mean, we got the van back, but then it was like, all right, kids, load up. We got to go to school.
You know, peeking out the holes in the side.
Air conditioning free.
That was rough. But like, and then as a kid, I remember coming home before and Mom being like, "Stay in the car, kids," and she like the door being open or something, and she was. You remember that? And Mom would like have to go in, and she was calling and thinking that somebody had broken into our house. And we didn't live in the best part of town, you know. We
would come home after school some days because we had a basketball goal permanently attached to the side of the garage, and there would be like a 4-on-4 game going on in our driveway, and like the rim would have been bent down from where they were dunking it and stuff, and there was like a softball with like some gang related writing on the softball that they had tried to throw at our window or at our house to break a window.
Hooligans.
Something like that, yeah. So it wasn't a good part of town.
No, no, we were in the riff-raff section. But I mean, you know, but I still just remember us having a normal childhood. You know what I mean? I don't remember really I don't remember gunshots. I mean, I kind of remember gunshots actually a couple times, but it's never affected me personally because I was just in my bubble living my life. Yeah, you know, I was just a kid. But can you imagine what our parents were going through to have all of us little kids and you know, and not be able to get us out because you know what I mean, of that section of town.
Riding our bikes down the street, we had to stay. We
would get in so much trouble if we got out. If we rode our bike where they couldn't see us, we would get in a lot of trouble for that. So. And
then you hear your friends we got to ride our bikes all around their neighborhood. And so
we'll be back by dinner. You know? Lucky.
And we'd press our luck with that too. We'd be like, okay, they
just going one street over and down.
Yeah, we'd just try to dip down a side street and then get back before Mom and Dad came back out to see where we were.
Then I think about all the times that we would stay home from school and we'd play hooky and pretend like we were sick. But then as soon as the parents leave, we'd get on our bikes and ride miles through the hood down to the Lorena to the grocery store down there to buy Laffy Taffy and ride back. I mean, and it was just what were we thinking? Now that we're older, and it's a better part of town. They've cleaned up that section, but. Back then, I was like, what were we thinking going down there by ourselves at 9 years old on our bikes to go get Laffy Taffy?
So dumb.
I don't know. But since then, since I've been an adult, there's a couple times that I can think about that I've been robbed. That, it's surreal to think about it now. In the moment, it's oh yeah, this happened and it was crazy. But thinking back at it now, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe that happened to me.
You could have died.
Holy shit, I can't believe. One time I was literally held hostage.
Jeez, what?
Yeah, I was held hostage by Mexican cartel guys in Cancun. I was in Cancun partying.
What?
I was down there on vacation with a friend of mine. And we were walking on the beach. Well, don't walk the beach at night in Mexico, okay? That's my advice to everybody listening. But we've been drinking and we were partying, and we decided we're going to walk down the beach instead of walking on the main road back to our hotel. And we're down there, and I think we had stopped to smoke, I don't know. But we had stopped underneath these little tent, a tent where they had put all of the lounge chairs up, and they stack all the chairs up and put them under a tent. So we're back there, and I think we're smoking or something, and these 3 Mexican guys come up to us, and they're like, "That's illegal. What you're doing is illegal. You're going to go to jail. Do you want to go to jail or do you want to go home?" Pretty much, you know, some Denzel on us. So we were like, oh my God, I'm sorry, we didn't know. We thought it was cool, whatever. We're just going to be on our way. Thanks for letting us know. And they're like, no, you're not leaving, and they trapped us with our backs to these chairs underneath this tent. And there's this big dude and 2 regular sized dudes, whatever. So they're telling us that we need to give them all of our money. And we're both drunk, now we're high too. And we're like, wait, what? We don't have any money. I'm in my bathing suit and flip flops and a cover up dress or whatever. And I have a little purse or whatever. And I said, I don't have any cash, but I have an ATM card. I'll take you to the ATM, because they're threatening, they're getting aggressive and pissed off that we don't have any money. And so about that time, there was an officer, and I don't know what a Mexican police officer looks like, but I know that this guy was in a uniform. And he walks down, obviously, to patrol the beach. And he comes down on the beach, and he looks over, and he makes eye contact with me, and I'm literally screaming at him with my face and my expressions, oh my God. And this guy, so one of the guys holding us right there that are arguing with us about giving him money, walks over and shakes hands with the dude, high fives the dude, pays the dude off, I think.
Oh, dang.
And the cop literally turns around and starts walking down the beach the other way.
What?
And so I'm thinking, oh fuck, we are screwed now. That was our one shot of somebody helping us. Well, so he comes back, and they said, okay, well, you need to go to the ATM and get, we need all your money, or you're going to jail. They kept saying, you're either going to jail, or you're going to give us all your money. It's like, okay. And so I said, well, we don't have any money. Okay, ATM card. The 2 guys stay with me, and the other guy takes Robbie to the ATM.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm being held hostage, and this whole time I've got mace. I've got pepper spray, but it was never at a point where, like, I could get to it, you know what I mean? Like, without being, and then it was never really at a point where I felt like, okay, because I'm thinking, okay, they're going to rape me. You know what I mean? I got 2 guys now, and the guy that I'm with is being taken off by the big guy to go to the ATM. Well, anyway, I'm trying to, like, make small talk, like, waiting. I'm like, so, is Cottonelle over there? Is that, you know what I mean? Just trying to, like, and they're getting obviously aggravated with me, so I shut the hell up. And then so finally he comes back. Thank God Robbie hadn't called his bank to tell him he was going out of the country. And so it limited him out like $200 or $300, and that's all that he could get. And then his bank was like, that's all you can get. So he was pissed. The one Mexican comes back, and he's talking to the other 2, and he was like, this is all I could get out of them. And you're telling him, like, the ATM, I guess in Spanish, you know, they're telling him what happened. And Robbie's, like, trying to tell me what happened now that he's back. And he's like, are you okay? Oh, my God, you know. And I was like, listen, y'all said you give us if we give you all of our money, we can leave. That's all the money that we could get. That's all the money that we have. You have to let us go. Like, what are you going to do? You got to let us go. And at this point, I'm ready to start macing them and running. And they were like, go. And they let us go. And that was it. And then they scurry off the beach, and we, like, run back. Jeez. And it was like...
But they still got money? Like,
they got the $300 or whatever.
That they even did that. Like, what?
But it's like when it happened, and then our adrenaline's going so fast, and Robbie's just like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. And we're like running back to the hotel, and we're back in the lights, and there's people around. I'm like, okay, it's okay. We're here. We're safe. You know, let's get back to our room, blah, blah, blah. And we get back, and it's like, when that happened, it's like, then the next day happened, and we rented some mopeds, and we went on about our vacation. And it was like, whatever. I mean, what are we going to do? You know? I mean, it happened, and that's it. But like, now, thinking back of it, I'm like, I cannot believe that happened, that we got, like, robbed by, like, little, I guess, Mexican cartel guys. You know? That's what I imagine.
Or just somebody that, like, locals that knew y'all were tourists that could...
Yeah.
Get you. That's just crazy.
That's what happens when you're on the beach at night, is what I guess. That's what everybody warned you about. Don't go on the beach at night.
It's like that Natalie Holloway stuff. Like,
God, and it could have gone so much worse. Than that. Like, what if they said, no, that's not enough, we're going to hold you hostage for ransom? Or what if you know what I mean? What if they had the energy and the time to do more than that?
That's crazy. I can't believe you got out of that. I didn't know. I have never heard that.
I can't believe I hadn't told that story before on the podcast. I might have. I don't know.
No, you haven't.
What else happened to you?
Yeah, you got any? I've never been robbed.
No? Knock on wood. I'll rob you later.
I know a guy named Rob.
They tried to rob us in Dominican. We rented dune buggies and went out all day. And I mean, these things were garbage, trash, pieces of junk. And they kept breaking down. And they were only allowed to go like 4 miles an hour on the side of the road. And we're driving through all this horse and cow shit everywhere, so it's flinging up on everybody. And so after a while, we're just like smashing them into each other and everything. And the guys are getting all pissed off when we get back. And this one guy, an American guy, I think, or maybe Canadian, I don't know. He's doing donuts in the parking lot with it, and the guy comes out with a machete, and he's like, "All of you, give us money, give us money." And there was this one enormous black guy that was with our group, but he didn't say a word. He's with his wife, whatever, just quiet. He comes out and grabs that guy and goes, "You get back in that MF hut right now, or I'll kill you." And he goes, "All of us back on the bus." And we're like, "Yes, sir."
Thank you, sir.
Jeez.
I was like, dang, this is about to get serious. The guy's out there with a machete with his 2 other buddies, and they're cussing us for wrecking their already wrecked 4-wheelers. I mean, we were driving them. There was a hole in the floor of mine. And so we had gone to the beach, and I bought as many beers as the guy would give us, and we're driving, and I'm smashing the beers through the hole, like trying to pop the tires on the queue behind us, and we're like hitting each other, trying to drive.
You were like intentionally messing.
Ditch.
It's like when they say don't bump into each other with the carts.
The brochure shows them going off jumps and driving them on the beach, but all we did is drive them through horse shit on the side of the road, 5 miles an hour.
This is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh.
I take that back. I think, speaking of cars and busted cars. There was a time, like, I think one of you, Annie or you or somebody, stole or like took the car from me. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
And it was just
Colin thought he got robbed.
I thought I got robbed.
I robbed you, actually.
And it was a stick shift. Yeah, my sister robbed me. Well, so just like calling just like calling the cops on myself, I found you were staying at a hotel or something.
No, I just dumped the car because you called me. It was like, "Have you seen my car?" And I was like, "Nope." And I'm driving it. I was driving it, and I was like, "We got to get rid of this car immediately." And so I just dropped it off behind the hotel.
Yeah, and I ended up figuring out where the car was somehow, and
somebody spotted it. I guess
somebody spotted it and called me and told me, and then I freaking went up there and I saw it, and I had a screwdriver in my car.
And you thought that whoever stole it was staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
You were waiting for him to come out. And Cole's like pacing. I get there, I'm like, ooh, somebody stole your car staying at this hotel?
And I'm like, well, these bitches aren't going anywhere. I go over with a screwdriver and just start stabbing the tires. Just bop, 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 bop. And then Britany's sitting there just letting me do it.
Well, I can't give myself up now. Yeah. I didn't know you were going to stab your own tire. And all four of them. Like, he stabbed like every time.
I was like,
he ain't going nowhere in my car now. And I'm like, I wouldn't plan on going anywhere else.
So, yeah, I had to get 4 new tires. And
I feel bad about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot I robbed you. That was the one time you've been actually robbed.
Yeah. Well, I think you were like it was back in the like drug days where we were like trying to get around doing stuff, and you asked if you could borrow it, but it was a stick shift. I was like, no, I don't want you to wreck it, like, or mess up the clutch or something.
Shouldn't have said no. You should have just let me borrow the damn car.
She wasn't asking.
Yeah. She was saying, I'm going to take your car. Yeah, so then, and I think I was not living at home, and then all of a sudden wake up, the car's gone. I'm like, oh, damn.
I've got a good stole my car story, but it's like hard to believe this one. But swear to God it happened. I'll tell you, this is exactly what happened. But y'all are going to be like, Britany just made that up. No, I swear to God, I cannot make this up. This is exactly what happened. And I'll tell you the truth about it too, because it was kind of shady. But I had a boyfriend at the time, and I was driving a car my parents had given us, that blue Ford Contour.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like supposed to be my work car because I was working for Dad. And and so it was under work insurance and all this stuff. It was my work car, technically. But I'm driving around. I have this boyfriend. His name's Chris. And he wants to go to this field, this cow field, to pick mushrooms.
That dude was whack.
He was from California.
Golly. He was messed up.
Yeah, he was messed up. But he was a lot of fun. Anyway, so he wanted to go to to this field because that was the thing. From a kid that came from California, he was like, y'all got these fields that just grow mushrooms out here that you can eat and hallucinate on, you know?
Free psychedelics.
Yeah, right? So he's like, I want to go to this shroom field. And so I was like, all right, whatever. And we're in my car. He didn't have a car. It's my car. So we're riding, and we're way out in the boonies. And there's this... I
don't mean to cut you off. I'm going to go get this baby.
Okay, love you.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for the story, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Cory.
Yes, being the dad of the year right there. I love that. Letting us finish this up. So Chris goes out, or he's driving my car, and he says, well, I don't want you to go with me just in case, something happens. It might be dangerous or whatever. So he's like, I want to drop you off. Well, the only place anywhere near where he was told this really good mushroom field was this bar called Wesleys Booby Trap. And if you're from Alabama, maybe you've heard of it. But it's like a very it's rough, folks. It's not like your high class.
Is that out there
bars.
in
it's like
Montevallo?
It's out in like Jasper or Jim's. I don't know. It's out somewhere in the boonies, and it's rough. So it's a lot of rough folks in there. It's where the dancers dance on the bar, or they dance, the strippers dance, and then you're supposed to take these wooden blocks and bang the wooden blocks on the table as like applause for the strippers.
Oh, man.
And like I've seen like a one-legged stripper in there.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, it's rough, folks. So everybody smoking cigarettes, looks like this. Yeah. So anyway, he's like, "Oh, let me drop you off in here, and you just go have a beer or something, and I'll go check out this mushroom field, and then I'll come back and pick you up." I said, "Okay." So he takes my car and drops me off here, and he takes my car, and he's gone for a while. And I'm thinking, okay, he had my cell phone and everything. Like we were sharing everything. It was all my phone, my car, everything.
Damn.
So there's the bartender. At the bartender of the stripper at the strip club, which is small, it's like one room, it's not big.
Mm-hmm.
She shouts out, "Is there a Britany in here?" And I was like, "Oh God, yeah, that's me."
It's your turn.
She's like, she was like, "You got a phone call," and I'm like thinking, okay. And so I go and I answer the phone, and I can hear my boyfriend in the background, and a guy's on the phone, and he said. And he's going, "We have your boyfriend, and we're gonna kill him. We're gonna throw him off the bridge into the river. No one's ever gonna find him again, or something like that." And I'm like, "What?" I guess I don't know if he convinced him that I had money or something, but he was like, "You need to bring us the money," or something like that.
He's in your car.
And I hear Chris in the background, and Chris is like, babe, they've got me. They've taken all my, they've beat me up. They've taken the car, everything. They've taken everything, right? And then the phone goes dead. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking this is a joke. But if I hadn't heard, because it was just the two of us, so I'm like, if I hadn't heard this man on the phone telling me no one's ever going to find Chris again because they're about to kill him, right? And I'm like, what?
And you have no way to go anywhere.
Why would you call me and tell me? I think he told him my girlfriend's up the street. She has more money or whatever. She'll give you. Don't hurt me. That kind of thing.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh shit. So I hang up the phone and of course I immediately call the police. Well, the police get there and I run outside and I wave down the cop and I'm like, hey, okay. And the cop's like, well, which direction did he go in? Because I didn't know where he went. I just knew the shroom field that he was going to was up the road.
You had to go pick shrooms.
Well, I didn't say that. I just went. He went that way. And so I get in the cop puts me in the back of his car. No cuffs or anything. Right. I'm not, but he's like, show me which direction he went. So we start driving in the direction that he left. And about 2 or 3 miles up the road off of 78, which is a main highway, I see Chris. And Chris has got nothing but boxers on. And he's bleeding out of his face. And he's walking up the side of the interstate like he's got away. And he's walking towards the strip club, and this is a couple miles past. I said, there's Chris, so the police pull over and we get him. He said, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. He's bleeding. He just got beat up, and then he's in, like I said, he's in nothing but boxers. These people stole his clothes off his back. They stole everything. And so I was like, oh my God, the cops well, where is he? The cops calling for backup and all this once he sees this is real and that something's happened here. So they put Chris in the back seat with me. So it's me and Chris are in the back seat, and the cops all right, tell me where you went, because they have my car, my phone, they've stolen everything. And so Chris directs them to where he went, to the shroom field. And at this time, he's not trying to tell them, hey, I was on their property trying to pick mushrooms. But he said I just got lost and I was on this guy's property and they had shotguns and they were talking about they were going to kill me and they stole everything I had and all this stuff. I was trying to get more from her and whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, tell him. The cop says, well, where are we? So we wait for the backup. So now there's 2 cops. There's a cop that we're in the back of the car, and then there's another cop behind us. And Chris is directing them down to this field or this piece of property out in the boonies, And so sure enough, we pull up to this house, and there's my car in front of this little house out in the middle of the woods, And there's my car. And I said, there's my car. Okay, well, the cop pulls up right behind my car, and the other cop pulls up behind him. And we weren't there for 5 seconds, and all of a sudden, pow, 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 pow. They start shooting at the cops. Swear to God. So me and Chris are in the back seat. The cop goes, get down now. And so we get down in the back of the seat of the cop car. And I'm trying to get out. And I go to reach to get out. And that's when I realize that I can't get out from the back.
Yeah.
And so then the cop gets out of the car and he's crouched down. And he runs around to the back of his vehicle, his patrol car. And he opens the trunk and gets a shotgun out. The cop behind us, I'm trying to kind of see, and I look up and I duck back down, and you hear pop, pop, and they're literally firing shots at the officers. The cop behind does the same thing. He gets out, runs around gets in his trunk, gets his guns out or whatever. And then you see these two cops with their guns just run off to the house. Like the house is up here on the left, and we're behind the car, and then the two cop car, and it's just us. Since the two cops ran off behind this house, it's like a trailer, and you hear pop 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 pop, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, they're gonna kill the cops, and we're in the back of this cop car, and we can't get out, and then they're gonna come kill us. Oh my God! And I'm like, literally, we're crouched down like this, and I'm like hitting Chris in the head, like, what did you do to us? You know what I mean? I'm so mad. And then it seems like Cullen. It seemed like forever. Like my heart's just racing, and I'm just thinking, this is how I die. I'm 18 years old. This is how I'm gonna die. And after like what seemed like an hour, it was probably 10 minutes or whatever. After what seemed like an hour, here comes the cops with the guy, no shirt on, this redneck guy with just cut off blue jeans on, tattoos, and his arms behind his back, and he's dragging him to the car behind him.
I was going to say, he didn't put him in the seat with you, did he?
No. No, but he's like, this your car, I want you to get out. And once they had apprehended the guys that were shooting at him, like, what are these idiots thinking?
What were they thinking? Like, I get it, like, maybe
they were thinking they could kill the cops too, I guess. I don't know.
That's just crazy. So,
but I swear how that happened.
They were just protecting their property initially with Chris there.
Right, because I guess Chris was on their property, and they caught him and were like, boy, what are you doing? We're going to kill you. They beat him up, took everything. I guess cut him loose or he got away.
What were they going to do with his car? I mean, with your car, I wonder. Like,
it was their car then. I think that they were probably on something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, there's no way they were in the right mind. But Chris was like crying. He's like, they were going to dump me in the river, and I was never going to be. You know what I mean? That's what they kept threatening. They were going to dump me in the river, kill me, and dump me in the river. No one's ever going to find me again. So I don't remember all that. I just remember the traumatic part of where I was there, and I hear the gunshots, and I'm crouched in the back of the car, and it's just like, and then like, so it happened, and it was one of those things like, well, he was doing something he wasn't supposed to do. We were both doing something we weren't supposed to do, but at the same time, for that to then happen, and then the cop like got me out of the car, and I was like crying. I was so scared that they were gonna shoot y'all, and he was like, "We're fine, man. Just check your car, make sure you've got everything." So we get back in our car, and then we drive away, and the cops are behind us, and we get to the interstate, and we go home.
Like, what?
And it was like, that was like our afternoon, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe
there's
that
no
happened.
like pressing charges or anything.
Like they got Chris's clothes, his shoes, everything back. We got my cell phone was still in the center console of my car and everything.
That is weird. And then you wake up the next day, and it's just like,
it's like, yeah,
back to work.
And I'm 18 or 19 years old at the time, and it was like, it was just one of those things. Just like, oh yeah, that's crazy, man. Can you believe that happened yesterday? That's crazy, yeah.
Be like on the way home. So did you get the shrooms?
Yeah, right, exactly. But then it's like now looking back, now that I'm in a different season of life where I wouldn't imagine doing that, or like my child being out doing that. Like I just can't. Gosh. I never told him. Obviously, Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom. I obviously wasn't living at home at the time,
right?
But so like, there's no way they would have known that I was what I was up to, but. I mean, can you believe that? Like, now that I think back at it, it's like, how am I alive today to tell y'all about this? You know what I mean? How am I alive today?
I remember, well, I'll save that for the next podcast. There was talking about the shroom fields and stuff. I went out there with y'all one time. Golly, that was crazy. Yeah, we'll save that, but that's a whole nother podcast. That was crazy.
That's fine, boy. We got to entertain yourself in Alabama. You know what I mean? We got to find stuff to get into.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, anyway.
Dang. Well, kind of piggybacking off last episode, let us know if y'all have any other robbery
I had to tell you guys some of mine because I have some whoppers, so I figured,
I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, there could have been some back in the heyday.
Where you got robbed or
like, there's been some like,
stolen out of your car or something.
Anytime I think,
I want to say maybe your CD player got stolen out of your car or something one time, or
yeah, I think yes, that, and there was one time back when I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to do. I met up with this guy at a hotel or something for some weed, and he shysted me. Like, it was just one of those, it was just like all seeds and stuff, and I was pissed.
Yeah.
And I'd followed him to the hotel, so I knew which car he was in. and I wasn't in the right state of mind, and I would never do this like now, obviously. But
you confronted him?
No, I thought about it, and I like got back to my car, and I was like, "What is this? I can't believe I just paid $20 for this. This is just sticks, like, oh my god, and oregano or something." It was one of those, like, I was pissed at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna go back in there and say this, and then I was like, no, because then I might get shot. And I don't want to get shot. But then I looked over, and I was like, but there's this car, and then I went over and I tried to opened up the handle, and it was unlocked. I was like, you're not going to give me what I paid for? Well, I'm going to take something of yours. And I took, like, all his CDs. And he had some good music, too.
Yeah. I think I remember that. Like, you had a bunch of burned CDs.
Yeah,
I was like, where'd you get these, Cullen?
I was like, well.
Gangster rap.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And I didn't feel bad about it at the time. Like, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Because I got the shaft.
You still smoked them seeds.
I did. Yes. It was awful. But I had some good music to listen to, too, while I did it.
Well, Cullen, I'm just happy that we're both alive here to tell about it.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah,
there's some more, I
don't think you put yourself in as many sticky situations as I have, but
no.
I mean, just the fact that I've just bebopped through life thinking that this is like normal shit that happens to people.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we're here now, and we're not doing any of that crazy shenanigans anymore. And
yes.
Yeah, let my child go out.
No.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad I got to tell some of my stories, and I'm glad that y'all weren't actually robbed or broken into, and it just makes you more aware, though, like, as far as with your situation when you thought somebody was in the house and you had an intruder. That's like the scariest thing in the whole world to me, is to think somebody would be in my home.
The violation,
like, we would move.
Factor,
we would freaking move. There's no way I would sleep there. That, and like, if something like some of the stories y'all told us in your comments after they did theirs, that podcast last week, I was just like, oh my gosh, the fact that this actually happens to people, it's just scary. And y'all just be aware of your surroundings and stay mindful of what's going on, and lock your doors and your windows and just be safe. Better safe than sorry, that's for sure.
Yes, and don't put
yourself in weird situations.
Don't. I was going to say, don't do drugs. And,
right?
None of this will happen, probably.
You'll be fine.
You remember that one guy that, just real quick, good side note, there was that one guy that we both got hooked up from that only had like 3 fingers. He was kind of like Hispanic. Oh God, you remember that? But every time you would go up and like do a deal with him, you would shake his hand, and he worked at the Waffle House. Yeah, and he would like be like, "What's up?" And then I'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Like, he literally had 3 fingers because he got in like a knife fight or something one time doing a drug deal. Anyway,
that was a hookup from the Waffle House.
Yeah, golly. We would just go up to people and be like, "Yo, what's up?
You got anything?"
Like, we were asking to get robbed, basically. But yeah, thank you for the stories. Y'all be sure to favorite this podcast if you liked it. We're gonna have a fun guest on next week, and I'm trying to line up another one.
So stay tuned. We're gonna talk money.
Talk money next week, and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys. Definitely favor this podcast and write a review and all that stuff. That helps us get seen in the podcast platforms, and of course watch on YouTube and stuff like that. And if you want to snap a picture or push us on your Instagrams, then you might have a koozie coming your way. A little Don't Tell Mom merch coming for you. So y'all make sure to put us out there and tell your friends.
And look for your DMs as far as that goes. And if you want some merch, get the merch. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's right there below this video.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Don't tell Mom.
Peace.